Have you ever wondered whether being born in a specific month of the year is truly just a coincidence? It's astonishing how a birth date, seemingly just a number, can reveal so much about your personality, lifestyle, and even your destiny. Many great thinkers, including Carl Jung, have spoken about the connection between the moment of birth and the depth of the human soul. So, what does your birth month really say about you? In today's video, we'll explore unique and surprising perspectives, based entirely on reputable sources and shared with full respect for intellectual property. Be sure to hit subscribe and stay with us until the end of the video so you don't miss the special message made just for you, the one who is seeking a deeper connection with yourself. The moment you were born is not just a point in time, it's a symbol. Carl Jung, the founder of analytical psychology, believed that human beings do not exist in isolation from nature or the universe. Each living soul is part of a vast and sacred whole, and the moment of your birth carries archetypal imprints, symbolic patterns from ancient times that dwell within the collective unconscious of humanity. This means that your birth month, seemingly just a measure of time, is actually a gateway to deep self-understanding. Your essence, your untapped potential, the lessons you came into this life to learn, and the fated challenges you are called to overcome. Your birth month doesn't define who you are, but it can serve as a map pointing you back to yourself. Imagine the circle of time as a spiral, where each month does not simply repeat, but evolves, elevates, and resonates with ancient symbols. When you are born at a specific point in this cycle, you come into contact with a foundational energy, a unique blend of light and shadow, natural rhythms, and the spiritual state of the collective. For example, those born in March, a time of seasonal transition from winter to spring, are often connected with the symbolism of rebirth, renewal, and spiritual awakening. It is a month of awakening after a period of dormancy, when life begins to rise from the earth once again. It's no coincidence that many ancient cultures considered March the true beginning of the new year. Being born in this month may indicate that you carry a mission of renewal, a quiet belief that something better always lies ahead, despite present reality. You tend to be sensitive, deeply intuitive, but can also be swept away by emotional turbulence if lacking clear direction. Meanwhile, those born in September, a transitional phase from summer to autumn, carry the energy of harvest, reflection, and transition. It is a month of balance, when day and night are of equal length, representing a powerful symbol of harmony between opposing forces. Carl Jung believed that symbols are the language of the unconscious, and those born in September are often subtle interpreters of that language. They are able to bridge logic and emotion, action and observation. But this can also come with a tendency toward perfectionism, a strong desire for completeness that may lead to prolonged inner tension. What about the still months like January or July? If March and September represent change, then January, in the depths of winter, symbolizes inner strength, discipline, and quiet resilience. People born in this month may not be loud, but they are profound. They're like underground springs, unseen but astonishingly powerful when needed. They possess endurance, calm in adversity, and often serve as anchors for those around them. On the other hand, July, deep within summer, resonates with the imagery of nurturing, emotional depth, and loyalty. Those born in July tend to be family-oriented, with tender hearts that are easily wounded. Like the midsummer sun, they can warm the worlds of others, but they also need a safe space to be themselves. Jung referred to these influences as archetypal energies, not something that can be measured by machines, but something you can feel deeply through intuition. You may ask, how could this possibly be true for me? The answer doesn't lie in predicting the future, but in connecting with yourself on a deeper level. When you understand the symbolic meaning of your birth month, you no longer feel lost in the vastness of the world. On the contrary, you begin to see yourself as part of a sacred current of time, with purpose, with direction, and with the power to transform. Understanding your birth month isn't about labeling or limiting yourself to a fixed personality type. It's about decoding the symbolic language that your subconscious has been quietly whispering to you every day. Your birth month is like a doorway to your soul. If you're willing to walk through, you'll discover parts of yourself that may seem unfamiliar, yet feel profoundly true. June calls us into the realm of the nurturer archetype, a psychological image full of protection and empathy, where the heart and emotions connect with the full cycle of summer. Those born in this month tend to prioritize others, caring and healing both through their actions and their quiet presence. In the full light of June, they become a refuge for others, a soft harbor amid the chaotic waves of life. Carl Jung emphasized that archetypes are not just symbols. They are living streams of energy that shape perception and behavior. People born in June don't just listen. They truly see you, as if reflecting back a part of the wounds you hide. But because of this, their challenge is to learn to set boundaries, so they do not dissolve into others' pain and lose themselves in the journey of saving others. July, amid the blazing heat of midsummer, carries the symbol of the keeper of memory, an archetype living through intuition and collective memory. Jung believed every soul is connected to an unconscious flow, and those born in July seem to have a special ability to tap into that stream. They carry deep memories not only of the individual but also of ancestors, traditions, and myths. They are guardians of the spirit of family, community, and often untold stories. Within their emotional depths lies a hidden world where they are both storytellers and healers. However, the shadow side of this archetype is attachment to the past, fear of change, and stubborn clinging to memories that may be outdated. Their lesson is to learn to step out of emotional comfort zones to live fully in the present without betraying the past. August, the harvest season, represents the king archetype, a symbol of inner power, self-respect, and the ability to command space around them through a strong presence. Those born in this month naturally shine without effort, as if they are the center of a universe that others willingly revolve around. But what makes the king archetype profound under Jung's lens is responsibility. Their radiance comes not from ego but from service, mastering themselves to become a role model and pillar for others. They don't just seek recognition but also ideals to dedicate themselves to. When they forget this sacred mission, they easily fall into the shadows of arrogance, tyranny, and isolation. Their journey is learning to move from domination to radiance, from a ruler to a beacon. September, when leaves begin to change color and the air softens, embodies the archetype of the inner healer, a figure of wise intellect and precise healing power. Those born in this month often have a keen eye to detect distortions, not only in the external world but also within the inner self. They are fixers, restructurers, cleansers, and simplifiers. Within them is a blend of emotion and reason, intuition and analysis. As Jung said, "He who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakes." People born in September naturally possess this ability to look inside. However, the downside of this gift is perfectionism, self-criticism, and sometimes feeling never good enough. Their greatest lesson is to learn to heal themselves before trying to heal the world. October, the time of balance between light and darkness, symbolizes the archetype of the soul diplomat. Those born in this month often carry the ability to connect seemingly opposing worlds, reason and emotion, individual and collective, action and contemplation. They live in the borderlands between extremes, making them messengers of harmony. According to Jung, every individual has a shadow, the hidden part of themselves that is often denied. People born in October can see the darkness without being overwhelmed by it, creating a bridge between the light and dark within each person. But to do this, they need to overcome the tendency to please others and the fear of rejection. When they learn to choose truth over comfort, they become powerful catalysts for personal and collective transformation. November, in the dim light and chill of late autumn, is home to the archetype of the transformer, a figure full of mystery and rebirth. Those born in this month often enter life with a sense that something deeper awaits discovery. They are people who confront pain without turning away, who see death as a natural part of life's cycle. According to Jung, death is the ultimate symbol of transformation. People born in November have the ability to dive into extreme experiences, in love and pain, and be reborn from them. However, their greatest challenge is learning to let go of control and stop manipulating outcomes. Only when they surrender to the flow of life rather than resist it can they truly become creators of real transformation. December, in the stillness before winter, embodies the archetype of the seeker of the sacred, someone who never ceases to seek meaning beyond the ordinary. Born in the last month of the year, these individuals carry the spirit of endings and new beginnings. They are often natural philosophers, always asking, "What is my purpose? Where does truth lie?" They are not satisfied with superficiality or mere material success. They thirst for truth, even if it means loneliness. According to Jung, the pilgrim archetype, the seeker of truth, is a journey without destination. People born in December embody this journey. And like all spiritual journeys, their greatest temptation is the illusion of having found all the answers. Their true awakening comes when they accept that the question itself is the miracle, not the answer. If your birth month is a symbolic blueprint, then understanding the accompanying archetype is learning to read your own map. And as Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Therefore, this is not about believing in fate but reclaiming the deepest freedom, the freedom to understand yourself and choose transformation. October, the diplomat of the soul, where beauty and justice harmonize. October, when light and darkness achieve perfect balance during the changing of the seasons, is also the time when the energy of the diplomat archetype emerges most distinctly. Those born in this month often possess an extraordinarily refined sensitivity to harmony, beauty, and fairness. They are not merely mediators or connectors between two extremes. They are the quiet architects who build inner balance and peace among people. What makes them special is not just their outward negotiation skills, but the depth of their intuition and their respect for truth, even when that truth causes them pain. Within the hearts of those born in October always lies an unquenchable call toward elegance and mental order. They are souls drawn to beauty, not only visual beauty but also the beauty of ethics, sincerity, and a world where values are rightly placed. They know when to stay silent to avoid hurting others, yet they also know when to speak up for what is right, even if the cost is distance or misunderstanding. October is a journey of choices. Individuals carrying this month's energy often face two paths, one of ease in pleasing everyone, and the other of the challenge to stay true to themselves. Standing at this crossroads of inner conflict makes them the bearers of invisible scales, people whose presence can calm the storms within others' hearts. Those born in October are often drawn to fields related to justice, art, design, or diplomacy, areas demanding a delicate blend of intuition and reason. They do not easily tolerate carelessness or injustice, but neither do they impose their views harshly. They are tactful, gentle, yet fiercely determined when their core beliefs are challenged. Like autumn, where leaves fall not from weakness but to become beautiful in a different way, those born in October understand that sometimes letting go is necessary to keep true peace. The diplomat archetype is not just about communication skills or a cooperative spirit. Behind it lies a profound reminder of human nature. Inside each of us reside two opposing forces, light and darkness, love and anger, acceptance and resistance. Those born in October do not seek to eliminate either side but learn how these forces can coexist in a delicate yet strong balance, like the moon illuminating the night sky without overshadowing the sun. They are also highly sensitive to disharmony, not only in words but in deeper layers such as glances, energy, and the rhythm of interactions. This sensitivity sometimes leaves them vulnerable when the world becomes chaotic or unjust. Yet, what makes them admirable is not their ability to avoid pain but their capacity to face it with an open heart and an unbitter soul. They forgive not out of weakness but because they understand that inner peace is more important than short-term victory. Those born in October do more than help others connect with each other, they help others reconnect with themselves. In a noisy world, they are the whisper reminding us to return to subtlety and the pure values long forgotten. They inspire not through grand speeches but through their gentle, courteous, and principled presence, a symphony composed by intuition and kindness. However, their journey is not without challenges. With a fierce need for harmony, they can easily lose themselves trying to please others. At such times, the diplomat archetype must learn an important lesson. True peace does not come from avoiding conflict but from courageously facing the truth and expressing it as compassionately as possible. When they master this lesson, they become masters of emotional frequency adjustment, people whose mere presence soothes the space around them. October is an invitation to balance giving and receiving, personal needs and community interests, the voice of the ego and the whisper of the soul. If you were born in this month, be proud that you carry a precious gift, the ability to see truth from many angles without falling into extremes. You are the builder of bridges, where empathy rises above disputes, and where peace can begin with a listening gaze. It's truly astonishing to realize that just through the month of our birth, each of us carries an archetypal symbol, a profound psychological energy that shapes how we feel, act, and connect with the world. Those born in October exemplify this clearly. They embody the diplomat archetype, individuals who carry a spirit of reconciliation, a thirst for justice, and a natural ability to navigate complex conflicts with grace and wisdom. Unlike simple tactical mediators, the energy of October brings a harmony rooted in emotional depth and aesthetics. They keenly perceive every detail in their environment, from tone of voice, glances, to the silent pauses between words. This is where they truly shine, in those wordless moments, where just a compassionate look, a gentle word, or simply a healing presence is enough to soothe the deepest wounds. When others seek solutions, October-born people go further. They seek transformative reconciliation. They believe that every difference holds an opportunity to understand each other better, that disagreements are not endings but the beginning of a new chapter where compassion and truth can walk side by side. That is why they never hesitate to act as intermediaries, even when it demands personal sacrifice. They understand that harmony does not come from who wins or loses, but from a space where everyone feels heard, seen, and respected. For them, justice is not merely a legal concept but a sacred rhythm of balance within the universe. They are passionate about beauty not just for superficial glamour, but because beauty, in all its forms, always contains a profound truth. That beauty sparks empathy and fuels the desire to build genuine and lasting relationships. People born in this month often have special talents in the arts, media, therapy, and community work, where heart, mind, and spirit serve as one. Following the timeline, November opens a different space, where autumn's light gradually retreats, giving way to the silence of darkness and inner depth. This month carries the alchemist archetype, a symbol of transformation and mysterious rebirth. Those born in November are rarely satisfied with surface appearances. They are driven by a need to explore the core, hidden truths, psychological mechanisms behind human behavior, and even the shadows others avoid. They do not fear darkness. On the contrary, they step into it with extraordinary courage. Because in the darkness, they see opportunity. The opportunity to truly understand themselves, heal old wounds, shed outdated layers, and ultimately, be reborn as a more authentic and stronger version. Where others see failure, they see lessons. Where others want to forget, they seek truth. This ability makes them invisible teachers, natural healers, and guides through spiritual chaos. Their lives may undergo many trials, and sometimes, the wounds they bear make others believe they cannot rise again. But somehow, they always do. Every time they fall, they rise, not only stronger, but wiser, gentler, and more compassionate. This is the art of spiritual alchemy, transforming pain into wisdom, darkness into light, and oneself into a living symbol of transformation. Then, the year's cycle brings us to December, the closing point but also the seedbed for hope and timeless vision. December carries the sage archetype, those who can weave together past experiences with the ability to foresee the future. While the world busies itself with year-end endings, they often immerse themselves in profound reflections. What have I learned from this cycle? What do I want to carry forward on my next journey? They are visionaries, not in a calculating sense, but in the opening of the mind coupled with deep maturity. They encourage others to ask the big questions. What is my purpose? What truly moves my heart? What do I need to release in order to enter the new year with lightness and clarity? They don't just speak profound truths, they live them. And their reflective presence often inspires those around them to look inward, renew their goals, and courageously walk their own paths. By contemplating the archetypes representing each birth month, we learn not only about ourselves but also how to honor human diversity. Because in a polarized world, realizing that each person carries a unique symbol, journey, and spiritual gift is the first step toward building a society full of understanding, empathy, and connection. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Discovering archetypes is not only fascinating but illuminating. It opens the opportunity to live a life not driven by circumstance but guided by awareness, freedom, and one's true nature. So, which archetype resonates most deeply with your personal journey? What parts of yourself have been forgotten, waiting to be awakened? Please share in the comments below, because when you share your story, you not only heal yourself but also kindle light in others. If you find this video meaningful, please hit the share button to spread this understanding. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to join us on the journey of self-discovery, collective consciousness, and deeper spiritual growth. In today's ever-changing world where everything seems to shift rapidly, from technology, relationships, to personal identity, our connection to the archetypal essence within us is the most solid anchor. Archetypes are not just symbols. They are mirrors reflecting the soul, maps guiding us through life's labyrinth. When we live true to our archetype, the graceful peacemaker of October, the profound alchemist of November, or the visionary sage of December, we no longer have to struggle to become anything. We simply are. And from that point, we begin to truly live. Because each archetype not only defines who you are but also opens a new dimension for growth. Someone carrying the October energy might start by calming a family dispute but over time becomes a catalyst for healing in the community. A person born in November might begin with healing personal wounds but then becomes a beacon for others in moments of crisis. One embodying the December spirit may start by questioning the meaning of life and eventually becomes a sower of hope, inspiration, and a new philosophy for an entire generation. Life is never just a series of passing days, if we dare to look deeply inside. Each birth month is a door, each archetype an invitation. An invitation to return to the most authentic part of yourself. An invitation to face the shadows yet unilluminated. An invitation to step onto a path no one else can walk for you, but that path will lead you to where you truly belong. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. By understanding and honoring your own archetype, you are making a revolutionary act. You are choosing to live consciously. And this consciousness spreads to others, sparking a chain of positive, quiet yet profound changes. Whoever you are, whichever month you were born, and whatever stage of life you are in, the archetype inside you is whispering, "Listen to me. I am here to guide you." And if today, you've taken a few minutes to connect with yourself through these reflections, congratulations, you have just taken a step closer to wholeness. Keep nurturing that sacred connection. Let your soul be touched by art, enlightened by truth, and supported by compassion. Remember, the world does not need you to be perfect. The world needs you to be real. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey. If what you felt today resonated with you, please leave a comment below. For when you share, you don't just connect with a community but also enrich the collective wisdom. And don't forget, the journey of self-discovery continues. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next videos, where we will further explore archetypal psychology, transformational journeys, and inner development. See you again in the next video on the path back to yourself.